Hi, I'm Jared from The Classical Mind, a podcast and YouTube channel all about the great books and especially philosophy and literature. So I was asked if philosophy can bring meaning to the modern person. And I guess I'm here to say that it depends. I think that answering in the affirmative would be the very historical and classical answer. We can see Plato arguing that the unexamined life is not worth living, and Aristotle would even argue that the contemplative life is the best kind of life. Given a Christian flavor, this also became a very common answer when we saw it in the Christian East, so in the patristic period, and in the medieval West. But something changed in the history of philosophy, perhaps around the Enlightenment, but I can't say all of that here. And now I would say that most philosophy being done today by professional philosophers does not seem to be the kind of thing that could confer or grant a lot of meaning in one's life. But just because philosophy today doesn't do much to grant a meaningful life to those who practice it, doesn't mean that at its best it can't. And I would say that at its best it almost certainly will. Philosophy trains us as better thinkers. Philosophy builds certain intellectual virtues. Philosophy turns the attention from purely the self to things outside of our immediate sphere of attention, to eternal things, to the strangeness and nuance and complexity of the universe. Philosophy makes us more curious. Philosophy should delight us when we are surprised by just how odd the universe can be. So can philosophy give meaning to the modern person? Yes, if done well.
My name is Kane Baker from the YouTube channel Kane B. I think that philosophy is at its most effective when it is destructive, when it is used as a tool to undermine the values and beliefs that we take to give life meaning. All of the positive theories that I've heard about what makes life meaningful strike me as hilariously inadequate. And I suspect that the reason for this is that there just is no meaning, no purpose, no value, that nothing matters. Now, of course, if nothing matters, then it doesn't matter that nothing matters. But I can't help but feel that in striving for meaning, we might be missing out in some sense. We might be failing to appreciate what is right there in front of our eyes. Here is a spoon. I can take this spoon just as it is in itself. I can appreciate it for just what it is. I can observe the colours, I can feel the textures, and there's an incredible richness and detail just in this spoon. Now, there's nothing special about this particular spoon. The same is true for any other spoon you might choose, or indeed any other object. But right now I'm looking at this spoon and I think, what more do you want? Why isn't this enough? Just this spoon. When I compare the grand theories of meaning and value against this spoon, there's something about the spoon that I find somehow more compelling.
Hey, this is Joseph from the YouTube channel Humble You Media, and I create content on a collective space that affects us all. That invisible space within you.
Consciousness. It is the fluid in which we all swim. It is a personal and collective affair, but consciousness in itself is rather completely unknown. But this is the one place where one wants to be, in the darkness, where anyone can begin to see just the slightest flicker of light. We all begin in Plato's cave, and most never leave. But we all also have a chance to break free from a world of shadows. There's only one paradox to bear. It takes you to know you. As Carl Jung says, the sacrificer is the sacrificed. Speaking of, Jung left a master work on an inward philosophical process which one must undertake in order to break free from the cave. Jung coined it individuation, but as the example of Plato's proves, it has been around for ages. I bring up Carl Jung because he is one of the most recent public figures to truly philosophize on the important things in life. But as he himself says, if you live according to an example, you thus live the life of that example. But who should live your own life if not yourself? So live yourselves. You see, it is consciousness which breaks one free from the chains, but it's also consciousness which keeps one tied to the chains. And it is the lover of wisdom who breaks free, while it is the lover of opinion who remains bound. Philosophy is important today, just as much as it was important back at the time of the ancient Greeks. And it's not a pill, a book, a therapist which sets one free, but the truth. In a world of illusion, a world lost in translation, there is a way through. As Carl Jung wrote, there is only one way, and that is your way. May each one seek out their own way. The way leads to mutual love and community. So as I begin with you, it leads to a community of us. A true loving community exploring the cosmos in and out. This is the meaning of life. Not fame or fortune, but unfolding into the true essence of which makes us all one.
Thank you to each of our philosophy collaborators here for sharing their responses with us, and a special thank you to Eternalized for helping us put together this collaboration, and thank you, the viewer, for coming to learn together with us. Catch you next time.